A bustling night in New York City, where the lights of Manhattan glitter like stars and the air buzzes with energy. In the heart of this chaos stands Charlotte Grayson, or Charlie as her friends know her. She's 28, sharp as a tack, and the fearless CEO of Grayson Innovations, a rising star in the American business world. Charlie's got it all together, or at least she thinks she does. She's determined to prove herself, to make her family's company outshine every competitor in the city. But tonight she's about to stumble into a moment that'll flip her entire world upside down. Across town, there's Ryan Caldwell, the elusive CEO of Caldwell Ventures. He's the man Charlie can't stand, her arch nemesis in the brutal game of corporate power. Ryan's got charm, a knack for winning, and a reputation for staying one step ahead. For years, their companies have clashed over every big deal, from tech contracts to prime real estate. Charlie's made it her mission to beat him, to show the world that Grayson Innovations can topple Caldwell Ventures once and for all. Little does she know, fate has other plans, and it's about to strike with a single, reckless kiss. It all starts at a swanky bar in Manhattan, the kind of place where the drinks are expensive and the crowd is loud. Charlie's had a rotten day. She just lost a massive project in Brooklyn to Caldwell Ventures, and the sting of defeat is too much to bear. So she does what any stressed-out CEO might. She orders one cocktail too many. The room spins, the lights blur, and before she knows it, she's stumbling toward a stranger in the crowd. Without a second thought, she grabs him and kisses him hard and fast, a bold move fueled by liquor and frustration. The stranger doesn't pull away. In fact, he kisses her back, and for a fleeting moment, the world fades away. The next morning, Charlie wakes up with a pounding headache and a foggy memory. She vaguely recalls the kiss, but the face of the man is a blank. She shrugs it off as a wild night, a one-time lapse in judgment. What she doesn't realize is that the stranger wasn't just anyone. It was Ryan Caldwell himself, the very rival she's spent years despising. And Ryan? That kiss sparked something in him, a flicker of curiosity, maybe even attraction. Instead of revealing who he is, he decides to keep it a secret, to get closer to Charlie under a different guise. He'll call himself Ryan Carter, just a regular guy, and see where this strange twist of fate takes them. Meanwhile, Charlie's got bigger problems brewing. Her family's been hounding her about a mysterious fiancé they've arranged, some guy she's never met and has zero interest in. Her parents keep pushing, insisting it's time for her to settle down. But Charlie's too busy running an empire to care about blind dates. She brushes it off, unaware that the man she kissed in that bar might be tied to her life in ways she can't imagine. Ryan, on the other hand, is playing a risky game. He's drawn to Charlie, captivated by her fire, but hiding his identity could backfire spectacularly. What happens when she finds out the truth? Will it destroy everything, or could it be the start of something extraordinary? This story's just beginning, and it's already a mess of secrets, sparks, and surprises. One drunken night has set off a chain reaction that'll test Charlie and Ryan in ways they never expected. They're enemies by day, but that kiss has blurred the lines, pulling them into a dance of love, rivalry, and redemption. Over the next few moments, you'll see how a single mistake turns into a journey neither of them can escape. From the streets of New York to the boardrooms of power, this is a tale of two people who might just find their hearts in the last place they'd ever look. The night air in Manhattan hums with possibility as Charlotte Grayson pushes through the glass doors of the Velvet Lounge, a sleek bar tucked between towering skyscrapers. She's fuming, her heels clicking sharply against the polished floor. Grayson Innovations just lost a multi-million-dollar contract for a Brooklyn development to Caldwell Ventures, and the defeat stings worse than she'll admit. Charlie spent years building her company into a powerhouse, pouring her heart into every deal, every late night at the office. Tonight, though, she's done fighting. She needs a drink, maybe 3, to wash away the bitter taste of losing to Ryan Caldwell yet again. She slides onto a bar stool, her tailored blazer creasing slightly as she signals the bartender. 1 martini turns into 2, then 3, and soon the edges of the room soften. The crowd around her buzzes, a mix of Wall Street suits and trendy locals, but Charlie barely notices. Her mind replays the smug press release from Caldwell Ventures, the way Ryan's name seemed to taunt her from the page. She downs another sip, the alcohol hitting her hard, and mutters to herself about how much she'd love to wipe that smirk off his face if she ever met him. That's when it happens. Through the haze of lights and laughter, she spots a man across the bar. He's leaning casually against the counter, dark hair tousled just enough to look effortless, his presence drawing her in like a magnet. Maybe it's the martinis talking, or maybe it's the pent-up frustration, but Charlie doesn't think twice. She stumbles off her stool, weaves through the crowd, and grabs him by the collar. Before he can say a word, she pulls him into a kiss, fierce and messy, her lips crashing against his with all the reckless energy she's been holding back. The stranger doesn't flinch. He kisses her back, his hand steadying her waist, and for a wild, dizzy moment, nothing else matters. The kiss ends as abruptly as it began. Charlie pulls away, breathless, her head spinning more from the contact than the drinks. The man looks at her, a flicker of surprise in his eyes, but he doesn't speak. She mumbles something incoherent, maybe an apology, maybe a laugh, and staggers back toward her seat. The bar swallows her up again, and he watches her go, a slow smile tugging at his lip. What Charlie doesn't know, what she couldn't possibly guess, is that the man she just kissed is Ryan Caldwell himself, her rival, her nemesis, the guy she spent years cursing in boardroom rants. And now, he's hooked. Morning comes like a sledgehammer. Charlie wakes up in her sleek Upper East Side apartment, sunlight slicing through the blinds and straight into her throbbing skull. She groans, piecing together the night. The bar, the drinks, that kiss. Her cheeks flush as fragments of memory surface. The stranger's warm hands, the way he didn't push her away. She shakes her head, embarrassed but relieved it was just some random guy she'll never see again. Probably a tourist, she tells herself, dragging out of bed to face the day. She's got a company to run, a loss to recover from, and no time for drunken regrets. Meanwhile, across the city in a penthouse overlooking Central Park, Ryan Caldwell sits with a coffee in hand, replaying the night in his mind. He'd been at the Velvet Lounge on a whim, a rare night off from the endless grind of running Caldwell Ventures. He hadn't expected Charlotte Grayson, of all people, to stumble into his orbit and kiss him like that. He knows her, of course, from industry reports and the occasional glimpse at events, always sharp and untouchable, but last night she was different, unguarded, real, electric. He could have told her who he was right then, but where's the fun in that? Instead, he makes a choice. He'll find her again, as Ryan Carter, just a guy, and see what happens next. Back at Grayson Innovations, Charlie's barely settled into her office when her phone buzzes. It's her mom, Diane Grayson, with the same old nag. "When are you meeting that fiancé we set up for you?" Charlie rolls her eyes. Her parents have been obsessed with this arranged match for months. Some mystery man from a good family they swear is perfect for her. She's got no interest in playing along, not when she's got a company to steer and a rival to outmaneuver. "Later, Mom," she says, cutting the call short. She doesn't know it yet, but the guy her family's pushing might be closer than she thinks. Ryan, meanwhile, is already plotting his next move. He's seen Charlie's fire, felt it in that kiss, and now he's curious. Hiding his identity is a gamble, sure, but he's never been one to play it safe. As he heads into Caldwell Ventures, he's already imagining their next encounter, wondering how long he can keep up the charade before she figures it out. One kiss has sparked something neither of them can ignore, and in a city this big, their paths are about to cross again, whether Charlie likes it or not. A few days after that chaotic night at the Velvet Lounge, Charlotte Grayson laces up her running shoes and heads to Central Park. The crisp morning air is a welcome break from the stuffy boardrooms of Grayson Innovations, and she needs to clear her head. The Brooklyn deal loss still gnaws at her, a reminder of Ryan Caldwell's infuriating knack for winning. She picks up her pace, the rhythm of her steps drowning out the noise in her mind. That's when she spots him, a guy jogging toward her, a scruffy golden retriever trotting at his side. He looks familiar, but she can't place him. He slows down, flashing an easy grin. "Nice day for a run," he says, his voice warm and casual. Charlie nods, catching her breath. "Yeah, it is." The dog bounds over, tail wagging, and she kneels to scratch its ears. "This your buddy?" she asks. The guy chuckles. "Yep, that's Buddy. I'm Ryan, by the way. Ryan Carter." She straightens up, offering a small smile. "Charlie Grayson." There's no spark of recognition in his eyes, no hint that he knows she's the CEO of Grayson Innovations. To her, he's just a regular New Yorker, and something about that feels refreshing. They chat for a bit about the park, the weather, Buddy's goofy antics. It's light, easy, and by the time they part ways, Charlie's almost forgotten her grudge against Caldwell Ventures. What she doesn't know is that Ryan Carter is Ryan Caldwell, her sworn enemy, playing a part he's crafted on a whim. That kiss at the bar left him rattled, and now he's hooked on figuring her out. He doesn't tell her the truth, not yet. Instead, he keeps showing up, at the park with Buddy, at a coffee stand near her office, always with that disarming smile. Charlie starts looking forward to these run-ins, a bright spot in her high-stakes world. She likes his laid-back vibe, the way he listens when she vents about work without prying too much. For the first time in ages, she feels like she can just be Charlie, not the CEO everyone expects her to be. But life isn't all park jogs and puppy cuddles. Back at Grayson Innovations, Charlie's dealing with a mess. Her ex-boyfriend, Tyler Hayes, shows up out of the blue, begging for a second chance. They dated for years until she caught him cheating with her best friend, Rachel Sullivan. Tyler's full of apologies now, claiming he's changed, but Charlie's not buying it. "You made your choice," she snaps, shoving past him. That's when Rachel steps in, all fake tears and venom. "You think you're so perfect," she hisses, "but you'll see, you'll regret dumping him." Charlie brushes it off, too busy to care, but Rachel's plotting something darker. She's furious that Charlie's moved on, and she wants payback. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Grayson Innovations and Caldwell Ventures heats up. Both companies are vying for a prime piece of Brooklyn real estate, a project that could redefine their standings in the city. Charlie throws everything into the bid, determined to win this time. Ryan, on the other hand, is torn. He's falling for her, hard, and it's messing with his head. During a late-night strategy session at Caldwell Ventures, he makes a call. He'll cede half the development rights to Grayson Innovations. His team protests, baffled by the move, but Ryan shrugs it off. "It's a smart play," he says, hiding the real reason. He wants Charlie to succeed, even if it costs him. Their next encounter happens by chance, or so Charlie thinks. She's walking Buddy with Ryan one evening, the sun dipping low over the park. He's got the dog on a leash, tossing a ball for it to chase, and she's laughing at how Buddy keeps tripping over his own paws. "You're good with him," she says, and Ryan grins. "He's family, keeps me grounded." There's a quiet moment, their shoulders brushing as they stroll, and Charlie feels a pull she can't explain. She doesn't know it, but Ryan's heart is racing too. He's starting to hate the lie, the fake name, but he's in too deep to confess now. Then everything explodes. One night, as Charlie's leaving her office, a van screeches up beside her. Two masked figures jump out, grabbing her before she can react. She fights, kicking and yelling, but they shove her inside. It's Rachel's doing, a twisted revenge scheme fueled by jealousy and Tyler's whining. They plan to scare her, maybe leak some humiliating photos online. But they don't get far. Ryan, who'd been tailing her from a distance after a gut feeling, spots the van and floors it after them. He catches up in the suburbs, ramming their vehicle off the road. The thugs scatter, and Ryan pulls Charlie out, her wrists bruised, but her spirit intact. She's shaken, clinging to him as sirens wail in the distance. "How do you find me?" she asks, voice trembling. Ryan brushes hair from her face, his jaw tight. "I just knew you needed me." He doesn't tell her he'd been watching her building, worried after overhearing Tyler muttering about teaching her a lesson at a bar. Charlie leans into him, grateful and confused. the warmth of his arms cutting through her fear. For Ryan, it's a turning point. He's saved her, but the secret he's keeping feels heavier than ever. She trusts him as Ryan Carter, the guy with the dog, not Ryan Caldwell, the CEO who's supposed to be her enemy. Back at Grayson Innovations, Charlie's team celebrates the Brooklyn win, thanks to Ryan's concession. She's proud but distracted, replaying that rescue in her mind. She calls Ryan, inviting him for coffee to say thanks. They meet at a little shop near Central Park, Buddy sprawled at their feet. "You're a good guy," she says, stirring her latte. Ryan smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "You don't know the half of it," he replies, the weight of his double life pressing down. Love's blooming between them, fragile and real, but it's built on a lie. And in New York, where secrets never stay buried, the truth is closing in fast. The air in New York feels heavier after the Brooklyn win, but Charlotte Grayson can't shake the unease clinging to her. She's safe now, thanks to Ryan Carter, the guy who's become her unexpected anchor. That night in the suburbs, when he pulled her from that van, something shifted. She started to rely on him, his quiet strength cutting through the chaos of her life. They've been texting more, meeting up with Buddy tagging along, and every time she sees him, her guard slips a little further. But there's a storm brewing, and it's about to tear everything apart. It starts with a late-night call from Rachel Sullivan. Charlie's ex-best friend has the nerve to phone her, voice dripping with fake concern. "Just checking in after your little scare," Rachel says, but Charlie hears the smirk behind it. "Save it," she snaps, hanging up. She's still rattled from the kidnapping, the bruises on her wrists fading slower than the memory. Ryan's been her rock, showing up with coffee or a dumb joke whenever she needs it. Tonight, though, she's alone in her apartment, staring out at the city skyline when her phone buzzes again. It's her dad, Tom Grayson. "Charlie, we need you at the house tomorrow. It's time you met your fiancé." She groans, tossing the phone aside. This fiancé nonsense has been a thorn in her side for months. Her parents, Tom and Diane, are obsessed with pairing her off with some guy they swear is perfect for the family legacy. Charlie's never cared less. She's got Grayson Innovations to run, a rival to crush, and now this weird, warm feeling whenever Ryan's around. She doesn't need a mystery man complicating things. But the next day, she drags herself to her parents' brownstone in Brooklyn Heights, if only to shut them up. What she doesn't expect is how close the truth is to breaking free. Across town, Ryan Caldwell is wrestling with his own mess. He's in his penthouse, pacing, Buddy sprawled on the rug watching him. The lies getting harder to hold. He's Ryan Carter to Charlie, the regular guy with a dog, but every moment with her makes him itch to come clean. He's the CEO of Caldwell Ventures, her sworn enemy, and oh yeah, he's pretty sure he's in love with her. That kiss at the Velvet Lounge flipped a switch he can't turn off, and saving her from Rachel's goons only cranked it up. But tonight, he's got a bigger problem. His mother's voice echoes in his head, sharp and cold from a call earlier. "You're slipping, Ryan. Handing Brooklyn to Grayson? The board's not happy." Vanessa Caldwell, his stepmother, has been a shadow over his life since his dad died. She's got a chunk of Caldwell Ventures stock and a grudge that won't quit. Ryan knows she's plotting something, but he's too tangled up in Charlie to focus. He heads out to clear his mind, driving aimlessly until he spots Charlie leaving her office. He pulls over, ready to play Ryan Carter again. When it happens, a black SUV screeches up and two guys jump out, lunging for him this time. It's a blur of fists and adrenaline, but Ryan fights back, taking a hit to the ribs before they bolt. He's bruised, panting, when Charlie's voice cuts through. "Ryan, what the hell?" She'd been walking home, saw the whole thing, and now she's rushing over, eyes wide. "Are you okay?" she demands, hands hovering like she's afraid to touch him. He nods, wincing. "Yeah, just a scratch." She insists on taking him to her place, a modern loft a few blocks away. Inside, she digs out a first aid kit, fussing over him as he sits on her couch. "Who were those guys?" she asks, dabbing at a cut on his cheek. Ryan's chest tightens. He knows it's Vanessa's doing, payback for the Brooklyn deal, But he can't tell her that, not without spilling everything. Instead, he takes a breath and says, "Charlie, there's something I need to tell you." Her hands freeze. "What?" she says, voice wary. Ryan meets her gaze, the words clawing their way out. "I'm not who you think I am. My name's Ryan Caldwell. I run Caldwell Ventures." The room goes dead silent. Charlie stares, her face shifting from confusion to shock to fury. "You're kidding," she says, stepping back. "You're him? The guy I've been trying to bury for years?" Ryan stands, reaching for her. "It's not like that. I didn't plan this. That night at the bar, you kissed me and I just—" She cuts him off, voice shaking. "You lied to me. Every coffee, every walk, all of it. Get out." He doesn't move, pleading now. "Charlie, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt you. I've been falling for you this whole time." But she's done. She points to the door, eyes blazing. "Go." Ryan leaves, the slam of the door echoing in his ears. He's barely down the street when his phone rings. It's his grandfather, Henry Caldwell. "Ryan, you're late for dinner. We're meeting that girl your mom picked out for you." He sighs, too drained to argue. At the restaurant, Henry's all smiles, waving a cheap $50 ring. "This is the token for your fiancé. Simple, right? She's a Grayson, by the way." Ryan freezes. Grayson? It can't be. Back at her loft, Charlie's reeling. She downs a glass of wine, replaying every moment with Ryan. The betrayal stings, but worse, she misses him. She grabs her phone, scrolls to his number, then tosses it away. That's when her mom calls again. "Charlie, you didn't stay long enough to hear. Your fiancé's name is Ryan Caldwell." The glass slips from her hand, shattering on the floor. It's him, the guy she kissed, the guy she trusted, the guy she just kicked out. Her head spins and she laughs, a bitter, broken sound. Fate's got a sick sense of humor. Days later, Ryan's fighting a war at Caldwell Ventures. Vanessa's rallied the board, leaking rumors about his soft spot for Grayson Innovations. At a tense meeting, she smirks. "You're compromised, Ryan. Step down or we'll force you out." He fires back, exposing her shady deals, her hired thugs. "You sent them after me," he says, voice steel, "and I've got proof." The board turns on her, and Vanessa's escorted out, fuming, but it's a hollow win. Charlie's gone, and he's lost her. That night, Charlie's at a bar with friends, drowning her mess in vodka. She's a wreck, ranting about Ryan freaking Caldwell when he walks in. She's too tipsy to care, stumbling over and jabbing his chest. "You're a jerk," she slurs. "A lying, stupid jerk." He catches her as she sways, guiding her to a booth. "I know," he says softly. "I'm sorry." The drinks hit harder and somehow they end up back at her place, tangled in sheets again. Morning comes, and she's staring at him, hungover and conflicted. "Why can't I hate you?" she whispers. Ryan brushes her hair back. "Because I don't want you to." The secret's out, but the fallout's just beginning. Charlie's caught between rage and a pull she can't shake, while Ryan's facing a choice: fight for her or let her go. In New York, where nothing stays hidden, their story's about to hit its breaking point. The morning after that blurry night, Charlotte Grayson wakes up to sunlight streaming through her loft's windows. Ryan Caldwell's still there, sprawled beside her, his steady breathing a stark contrast to the chaos in her head. She stares at him, the man she's loved and loathed in equal measure, and feels a knot tighten in her chest. He's her rival, her liar, her fiancé by some cosmic joke, and yet here he is, tangled in her sheets again. She slips out of bed, grabs a coffee and stands by the window, wrestling with the mess of it all. She should hate him. She wants to, but every time she tries, something pulls her back. Ryan stirs, blinking awake. He sees her across the room, bathed in morning light, and knows he's got one shot left. "Charlie," he says, sitting up, voice rough from sleep. "I'm not running this time. I messed up keeping it from you, but I meant every moment we had." She turns, arms crossed, eyes guarded. "You're Ryan Caldwell, my enemy. How do I trust you?" He stands, closing the distance. Because I'm not your enemy anymore. I'm just a guy who's crazy about you. She wants to argue, to shove him out again, but his words hit hard, and she's tired of fighting it. Days pass, and Charlie keeps her distance, throwing herself into Grayson Innovations. The Brooklyn project's a success, but it feels hollow without Ryan's goofy texts or Buddy's slobbery greetings. She's at her desk one afternoon when her mom, Diane, calls. "There's an event tonight, Charlie. Both companies are invited. You should come." Charlie sighs. "Fine." She doesn't know Ryan's behind it, pulling strings to get her there. He's spent the week cleaning up Caldwell Ventures, firing Vanessa's loyalists, and locking down his role as CEO. Now, he's ready to fix what matters most. That night, a grand ballroom in Midtown sparkles with New York's elite. Charlie walks in, a vision in a deep blue dress, her chin high despite the nerves. Ryan's already there, in a sharp suit, watching her from across the room. The event's a showcase of the city's top businesses, and both Grayson Innovations and Caldwell Ventures are front and center. A host takes the stage, microphone crackling. "Let's welcome Charlotte Grayson and Ryan Caldwell, two of New York's brightest stars." The crowd claps, and Charlie's stomach flips as she joins him on stage, their rivalry on full display. The host grins. "Tell us, what's the best thing about the other's company?" Charlie goes first, her voice steady. "Caldwell Ventures has grit. They don't back down, even when they should." A laugh ripples through the room. Ryan steps up, his gaze locked on her. "Grayson Innovations has heart. Charlie's brilliant, tough, and she never quits, even when she's exhausted. She's the kind of person who makes you want to be better." The crowd coos, sensing the shift. Charlie's cheeks heat up, caught off guard by his honesty. Then Ryan drops the mic, figuratively and almost literally. He turns to her, right there, in front of everyone. "Charlie, I've been an idiot. I hid who I was because I was scared of losing you before I even had you. But I'm done hiding. I love you. I want to spend my life with you, protecting you, building something with you." He pulls out a small box, popping it open to reveal a ring. Not the $50 token, but a stunning diamond. "Marry me?" The room erupts, gasps, and cheers bouncing off the walls. Charlie freezes, her heart pounding. "Marry him!" someone yells, and soon it's a chant. She looks at him, at the guy who's turned her world upside down, and feels the anger melt away. "You're still a jerk," she says, a smile breaking through. "But yes, I will." The crowd loses it as Ryan slips the ring on her finger, pulling her into a kiss that's all heat and promise. Offstage, her parents watch, stunned but softening. Tom mutters, "Well, he's got guts," while Diane wipes a tear. "He'll do." Later, as the party winds down, Ryan pulls Charlie aside. "One more thing," he says, handing her a folder. She opens it, eyes widening. It's a transfer agreement, $10 billion from his personal account, labeled dowry for Grayson Innovations. "You're insane," she laughs, shoving him playfully. He grins. "Only for you." They step outside, the city lights stretching out before them, and she realizes this is it. Her rival, her love, her future. The next week, news breaks that Grayson Innovations and Caldwell Ventures are merging projects, turning competition into partnership. Tyler and Rachel slink off, their schemes forgotten, while Vanessa's left fuming in obscurity. At a quiet dinner with both families, Charlie's dad raises a glass. "To you two. Didn't see it coming, but I'm glad it did." Ryan squeezes her hand under the table and she squeezes back. Henry, Ryan's grandfather, chuckles. "Told you that ring would work out?" Months later, they're married in a small ceremony in Central Park, Buddy trotting down the aisle with the rings. Charlie's in white, Ryan's beaming, and the city hums around them. They're not just CEOs anymore. They're a team, blending love and ambition into something unstoppable. As they dance under the stars, Charlie whispers, "You're still on probation, Caldwell." He laughs, spinning her. "Wouldn't have it any other way." Their story started with a drunken kiss, stumbled through lies and fights, and landed here, a happy ending neither saw coming. From enemies to soulmates, Charlie and Ryan prove that love can bloom in the wildest places, even a crowded bar in Manhattan. New York's their stage, and they've rewritten the script together, one messy, beautiful step at a time.